Mr. Dexter Allen, hello.
Hi.
Welcome in Belgium.
Glad to be here
Yes.
once again.
Can I say it's your first time in Belgium?
No, not my first time in Belgium. I was in Belgium first time probably about 7 years ago. Myself and Mr. Sip, we toured together.
Yes.
Frankie Brunel, he set up a tour some years back, and we did Amsterdam, we did Bruges.
Bruges, yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that was my first time. And then last year, I did the Chicago Blues Tour. Myself, Marquise Knox, and Lady A.
Then you were in the club in
right, Banana Peel and
Banana Peel, yes.
Yeah. So this
looking for the name.
Yeah, not my first time here.
Very nice, very good to hear that. Everything is planned.
Everything
came here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
This weekend you are on the second day of the Swing Festival.
Yes.
The headliner.
Yes.
You know that you are the only one. They bought a ticket for you
Really?
to get here. Yeah, I think that
You know, I think I saw someone said that on something on social media, and I said, "Oh, okay." I wasn't sure.
I read on the site of Swing. It's the only artist we flew over exclusively. Sitting in front of us. We are very happy to have you here. Thank you lots. Headliner on the Swing Festival. Did you know the festival before?
I've heard of it before.
Because it's a free festival every year, 3 days, and they call it the Free Blues for the People Festival. So there will be a lot of people.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me from me reading about it. Like I said, I've never played it before, but I've heard of it before. Kind of like the Chicago Blues Festival in Chicago, which is a free festival, 3 days, and a lot of people there, which I just headlined this past June. I headlined the Mississippi stage on the Saturday, so it's kind of familiar, yeah, but I've never played this festival. I'm looking forward to it.
We got Mississippi last month in Diepenbeek, I thought. He was on the Hoeklock Festival. He was in Diepenbeek, Mississippi.
Okay.
Great show. But we know him, Mississippi.
All right.
Great artist. If I did my homework right, Mr. Dexter Allen, I want to introduce you for all the people that will watch the video.
Okay.
You are born in Crystal Springs.
Yes.
I found another musician, it was Tommy Johnson.
Right.
He is also from the same place,
Right.
Deep South, in the Mississippi.
That's right.
Can you say that living in the Mississippi is one of the reasons that you wanted to become a musician? Or were there other things like your environment, the places?
Well, one thing about being in the South, music is part of your culture. For me and a lot of other artists like Mr. Sip, I knew Mr. Sip from the gospel side.
Yeah.
Most Mississippi musicians have a gospel roots.
Yeah, because of the church, I think.
Yeah,
Singing in the church.
Singing in the church. My father was a pastor. And we all were brought up to learn how to play something. So the church was always a foundation for most of the musicians coming out of Mississippi. And then some of them stay in the gospel, but a lot of them move to blues or R&B or soul or something like that. But yes, I would say Mississippi has been a hub and a birthplace of a lot of great musicians that have transitioned into a lot of blues.
Being a musician, it was the first thing that you did in your life?
It was
the first,
yeah, first thing.
Always being a musician.
The first instrument I learned how to play was a bass guitar.
Yeah,
Believe
you
it or not.
started, I found it was a bass guitar.
Yeah, it was a bass
but
guitar.
later on, you also learned guitar, keys.
I learned keyboard, I learned how to play drum, guitar, sing, all those things. Because in church, you never know where you're going to be needed, you know. So you gotta know how to do more than just one thing.
They told Dexter today you have to drum. Yeah,
that's right. You know, the drummer didn't come. Okay, well, Dexter, you gotta play drums. So
but
you gotta
beside all that,
that's
you
right.
are also singer-songwriter.
That's right.
Yeah, and record producer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Until so far, no problems. Let me turn my page. at the age of 12, like you told us, playing the bass guitar
Yes.
and traveling around with a gospel group in the south, yes.
Right.
But there's one man that was very important in your life. I think when I say Bobby Rush. When I say Bobby Rush, what's your reaction or what?
Well, Bobby Rush is, everybody calls him Bobby Rush, but I call him Pop, like Dad, because, many years ago, probably over 20 years ago, I was part of his band.
Yeah.
I was his lead guitarist and band leader. And I traveled almost 10 years, maybe between 6 and 8 years, I traveled with his band, all over the world. And he was the catalyst that piqued my interest in wanting to be a blues artist. And I remember him looking at me one day and saying, when I told him what I wanted to do, he said, well, Dexter, you can do it. He said, you've got the talent to do it. He said, and I'll support you. And the rest has been history.
It's been history, yeah. But you have been producing his last album?
I did. I recorded it.
Oh, My Love for You.
Yes, I recorded that album in my recording studio, which I own my own recording studio. And I played all the guitar on it, played all the bass on it, produced it, and it won a Grammy.
That's why I took the photo in my preparation.
Yes, it won a Grammy. So now I'm a Grammy Award winner.
That means that you did a great job.
I wasn't looking for that. When we came in the studio, he said, Dexter, I want you to do my next record. And I just came in and, we took our time, we did good music. We recorded good music. And my mind wasn't on, it's going to win a Grammy. But, after everyone heard it and all the voting came through, it won the Grammy. So now I'm a Grammy Award winning guitarist and all this stuff, and it's been a ride.
Yeah. On your own name, if it's correct, I found 5 studio albums.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But more about the albums we come later on. Being a musician, like I said, it's a part of your life. It's your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Were you destined to become a musician, or is that
gone
too far?
I think so. At a young age, you do what your parents say. You go to school, you get an education, and you get out and get a job. You're doing what normal people do. But then there's something on the inside. If you're a born musician, you just can't leave it alone. It's gonna drag you back to it. And in 2007 is when I decided, I'm gonna do this full time. I'm full speed ahead. Because from 2000 to 2007, I was on the road with Bobby Rush. And in 2007, that's when I said, I'm starting this on my own, and I started my own company, built my own recording studio. We've got my band together. I started producing and recording records, and the rest is, that's why I'm sitting here today.
When I ask you the kind of music that you play, or the kind of musician that you are, what will you say about it? How will you define it? Are you
music you can feel?
Yeah.
As a songwriter, I tend to want to write songs that everyday people can relate to. Yeah. Songs where you shouldn't have to take a dictionary to figure out what the songwriter is talking about. So I always tend to develop and create songs that I feel can touch the everyday man and woman. Not just someone that's musically inclined. Because everyone wants to feel good. They want to hear a song that they can relate to. So I think that's pretty much my formula for music. It's music that you can feel, because the thing is, if I feel it when I'm doing it, then you're gonna feel it when you hear it. Yeah.
When I go to your albums, there's one thing that only one word that is always going back in the titles. You find I think blues in my way, blues of my soul, blues in for life.
Right.
Does that mean that you feel like a bluesman, or that?
Well,
is blues more a general.
Blues is part of the foundation in everything that I do, along with gospel. But I'm not a gospel artist. But blues is always the foundation. If you notice, when I spell the word blue, I spell it B-L-U-E-Z. Because I want to make it mine. My first album.
That was the part of my question.
Right,
Why do you write it?
I want to make it mine. And if you look at the word bluesologist, you know, that word, that when you look that word up, type it in any search engine, when you say bluesologist, my name is going to come up. See, here's the thing. I don't want to be the next B.B. King or the next Buddy Guy. I want to be the first Dexter Allen. So it's all about creating who I am and doing things that I can feel and finding people that can feel what I feel. So it's all about doing it my way, because I mean, my hat's off to all of the greats, the Howlin' Wolf and the Muddy Waters and all those great musicians that came, but they created something that was part of their era. That was what they were going through. Things that compelled them to write some songs that they sing about because of the time that they were going through. Everyone knows, if you look at the history of blues, it was birthed through oppression, you know, from African Americans that were oppressed and being treated bad, you know, and they had things on their mind. Well, I can't sing about that because I'm not treated bad. You know, I don't live the life that Muddy Waters. No. I didn't go through the blues he went through, so I can't sing about picking cotton all day in the field and Big Boss Man, can you hear me when I call? I can't sing. I don't have that, so I have to sing about blues that I can relate to and blues that everyone in my era can relate to as well.
That's cool.
Because it's still blues. You take a kid that's 3 years old. And he's trying to put a puzzle together, and he just can't get it.
No.
He's catching the blues, man. He's got the blues trying to put that puzzle together. Now you got to be crafty enough to write a song that he can hear, that he can relate to realize, you know what, I got the blues putting this puzzle together.
No. It's good. Do you think that between the first albums and the last one, that there is an evolution, a change? Or?
Yes, most definitely. There's definitely evolution in production, an evolution in writing, and just different songs, just different things, because as we live as men and women today, we go through different things every year. It's a different thing.
Does that mean that you don't sing the old songs, or that you only sing
the
songs from this moment?
No, I sing the songs that I feel. I think I sing the songs that I feel that my fans feel as well. I can tell a song that the fans like a lot, and I'll continue to sing that song. If you look at if Muddy Waters was here today, you know, he's gonna still sing. He's gonna still sing it today in 2024.
That's what the people want.
Because that's what the people
want to hear.
They can still relate to it.
Yes, because then they feel.
That's right.
The musician, they feel Muddy, they feel Dexter Allen.
That's right. So we, as writers, we write new songs every year for albums and create stuff, but then we know, and then our fans know the songs that we, you know.
Why did you give the name Keep Moving On your latest album? Does it mean that you want the people not to stay still in the moment, or that they have to?
Well, that song is more of an inspirational song, which means sometimes the world ain't fair, sometimes it's cruel. Just hold your head up high until you make it through. You know, which it's inspiring you to whatever you're going through in life to keep moving on. Don't stop. Don't let it stop you. You know, the time has come. You'll see that what you've done, the world won't give you a prize, but in your heart, you know you won. You know, so it's an inspiring song for everyone to just, whatever you're going through in life, keep moving on. Don't stop.
Be positive. Keep moving on.
Keep moving on.
Songwriting, is that a difficult job for you?
I don't think so.
Is that a daily job, or how does the
I
process
don't think
work?
I don't think it's a daily job, because a song has to speak to a certain. It has to be a story, first of all. And it has to speak to a certain situation. In my opinion, if there's no story in the song, then it's just some music and some words. So I tend to write songs, as I said earlier, that I feel that everyday people can relate to, that they can feel, they can understand. So songwriting is not a everyday thing, it's just a situational thing. Sometimes it may take me a whole year to write an album, you know, you know, because it's just going through. And every songs that I write are not necessarily about my personal struggles. If you come to me and tell me about a situation where, hey, your best friend stole your girlfriend, that's a song.
You have to give me the gun.
And if you feel emotional about it, then I'll be like, hey man, that may be something I may need to write about, you know, because that's something that can happen, even though it didn't happen to me. It's something that can happen and has happened to someone else.
New projects, are you working on new things?
Yes. I've actually
like you said, you don't do that in a month or...
No. It's time a process.
The process.
Yes, and I have a new album that's already completed, and I'm in the process, since this Grammy win, of changing over some personnel on the business side, getting some people in, looking at a label to release it on, and who's going to distribute it, and so forth and so on, just kind of getting some business things together. And I was hoping to have that done by now, but it's taken a bit longer than I had anticipated, but it's coming along, and hopefully by the fall or first of the year, I will have figured all of that out. Well, they will have figured all that out and put a release date on it, and it'll probably be released through Sony.
Yeah. Can you tell us something about the show tomorrow? What will be on the set? What is in your mind?
I really don't know
the idea about
yet.
the show, but
I really don't know yet. I'm glad to be here. I'm going to go over to the festival site.
The weather will be fine. A lot of sun, so.
Oh, great. So just look for a lot of music, a lot of energy. I tell people that there's, in my show, it's dynamics. It's up and down. It's up and I'm going to take you for a ride. You know, we're going to do some new stuff. We're going to do some funky stuff. We're going to do some soul music. We're going to do some traditional blues music. I'm just going to do whatever my heart desires and what I see in the eyes of the people. Because a lot of times I'm looking at people and I'm like, I tell the band, hey, let's do this song. Because I feel like this is a great song for this moment. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it's best to kind of go in the moment. Sometimes you just feel it's a transfer of energy.
Yeah. You're doing it with your tour band or who are the
band? Yes, I have my band. I have my band here. And they will be fully rested tomorrow. I told them get plenty of rest tonight. Because we got to work tomorrow.
Let's do some questions to finish. Do you have a day without music that you say, okay, today I'm going to do other things, or I take time for a walk in the park, or drink a coffee, or go to a friend?
I think me being born and raised on a farm, because in my home I have land, I have ponds and stuff, and you know, I in my downtime, sometimes I fish, sometimes I hunt. I'm a country boy, you know. I have projects I may do around the house with my cars or something like that. But a day without music, I don't think so, because people that are around me all the time, they always tell me, you're always humming. What are you humming? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't realize I'm humming. So I think that's the music inside of me that's just always going. Because my mother used to always say,
switch.
My mother would always say, son, what are you eating? I'm eating and I'm humming. Like, what are you humming? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't realize I was humming. So there's a song or something that it's inside I don't even realize that's singing. So I don't think there's ever a day without any music that's going on, something going on in my head. And that's the difference in being a singer, a producer, a musician, and then there are what you call the music creators that can actually create music. You know, you got some guys that are great guitarists, and you can give them some music and they can do it. Some guys are great this, great that. But then there's some people that can actually create music. My very first album, the album called Blues in My Way, I wrote all those songs and I recorded all those instruments by myself. I self-produced and self-played the whole album. The only thing I didn't do on the album was master it. I didn't master it, but I played all the stuff because at that time I had a band I had just put together, but they wanted money to play and to record, and I didn't have the money to pay them, and I'm like, so what do I do? Well, you got to do it yourself. So you got to buy some recording equipment. You got to sit there. You got to figure out how to, you know, the bass line, the guitar line, the drums, the vocals, and the all of it. You know, so that it's a difference when you are a music creator. I think it's a different, and it's a different kind of burden as well, because you're burdened with the fact of, you know, I'm creating it. You know, it's kind of like baking a pie, and you don't know how it's going to taste. Yeah, someone in the kitchen, you know, they're baking a cake, and you don't know how it's going to taste. You hope the people like it. You know.
Okay, you have to watch the time. I have a last question. Mm-hmm. Do you think that music has changed you as a human being?
Oh, most definitely.
In which way? Or?
I think music changes everyone, especially those of us that have the opportunity to do it on stage and give it to people. And when you see that people like what you've created, you get a sense of satisfaction, you know, that you maybe have healed someone, or you maybe have helped someone get through that day. So I think that changes you as an individual and puts a responsibility on you to do good music, you know, have good stories and things that people can relate to. So I think it changes you in a lot of ways, but self-responsibility would be, for me, the biggest change. I think is just knowing that, okay, I gotta make sure I put my best foot forward every time, because now you have the fans and they're all listening. You know, you have, you know, people they know who you are, they know your name, they're listening for your music. So I think it changes you and it makes you a better person, because you want to always put your best foot forward.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dexter. Thank you a lot. That were my questions, but I want to go back to the website of Swing, with the words they wrote on the website. After his performance, you will understand why we flow him over. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.